Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am back from Europe. I had a terrific time. My husband and I had a blast. It was exhausting and exhilarating and incredible all at the same time. I could not wait to get back and film and upload and share with you guys what we did, how it went, and I'm really excited to do that. I have been working on my vlog video. It's a lot of stuff, a lot, so be patient, but that will be up soon. I hope it doesn't take me too long, but there's a lot of footage and there's a lot of stuff to sort through. I took about like 1,500 pictures on my camera, and then I also took about 1,000 pictures on my phone. It was awesome. Anyway, that's not what today's video is about. Today's video is basically how I pack my makeup, or what I pack with me besides clothing and stuff like that. So I have basically my skincare and makeup that I'm going to go over with you guys. So if you are interested in seeing how I pack or what I packed and I took with me to Europe, then let's just head right into the video. Let's start off by talking about what kind of packaging I put my makeup in. So right now for this trip, I took this guy right here. I was gone for 11 days and I took this guy. Yeah, it's a big guy. And this is just makeup. So I will get into that in a moment, but on my last trip, I actually used this guy right here, and this guy I got on Amazon. I will link it down below. It's a great case, very, very sturdy on the bottom, on the sides, and the top is just a little bendy, but the rest of it is really sturdy. And if you open it up, this is what it looks like. This is how deep it is. It does have, if you notice on the sides, it has like little dividers and stuff. So I had it divided, but then I realized that I didn't want it divided. I just wanted a big space basically to put everything in. So that's why I took the dividers out. And then up here there's a sleeve where you can put stuff in, and then there's also room for brushes. And the thing that I really like about this bag as opposed to that one is in the slot for the brushes, this is actually plastic. Okay, whereas in the other one, it's just material, so I feel like it'll get dirtier faster. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's actually one thing that I did like about this a little bit more. But this is a great deal. It fits a buttload of makeup. I will throw in just a little bit of like a bonus footage at the end. I'll take out the items from the other one, and see how much of it I can fit in here. And I'll just speed through it so you guys can see. So you know that you do not have to invest in this guy, but this guy is incredible. There's a big difference between the two of them. I think this is only like $20 as opposed to this from Sephora, which is $45. I know. It's painful to hear, but wait until I open it up for you. Okay, so this is the bag, as I already showed you. This is by Sephora. It's a nice quality bag. It's not hard like the other one. This is just full, but you see the sides are flimsy. Okay, so when you open her up, I'm going to turn her sideways because of the angle of the camera. If you open her up, let me zoom you guys out just a little bit. Okay, sorry for the sides. The table is only this big. When you open her up, this is what you get. She's full right now, so this is it. Like, it's really, really thick. I will give you all the measurements down below. But, so here you have a slot for brushes. You have this baby pouch. And you have two pouches right here. And then it's empty. Alright, so here are the brushes. So you see what I said about the other one? This is plastic here, but this is not plastic. This is the nylon. So it'll be a little bit more difficult to clean. So let me run you through the brushes. I have more reasoning for the face brushes, whereas I tend to overpack eyeshadow brushes. So let's go through. This is the ColourPop. This is a ColourPop brush. I will link down below all the numbers for these brushes, but this is a big fluffy brush. It is dirty. All these brushes are dirty right now because I just got back from vacation. So this is a fluffy powder brush. I use this for bronzer. I will use it for blush. I will use it for just a setting powder all over the face. So this is just a very important big fluffy brush. Next, I have this guy right here, and this is a very big brush, and this is my Japanesque brush, and this is a 705 by Japanesque, and I use this guy. This is a dual fiber, like a thick stippling brush. It is a big brush, but it is incredible. I love this for BB creams and light coverage, more liquidy foundations. I love using this guy. So this is something that I pack, especially when I am bringing a kind of a foundation that has less coverage, that's more sheer. I like to swirl this and buff the foundation like so into my skin. It works wonderful. So that's 2. This guy right here is by Aesthetica. This is the P12, and I use this brush for contouring. Contouring and bronzing, sometimes blush. It comes to a nice point, and I love getting it in the hollows of my cheeks. Sometimes I will pinch it like so and get it in the hollows. I love this brush by Aesthetica. Next, we have this guy right here, and this is by ColourPop, and this is the F2, and I believe this is their blusher brush. So I use it, as you can see, for blush, but I will sometimes use it for contour. So that is this brush. Okay. So that's 4 face brushes right now. Not overdoing it. I just have one more. This guy right here, and this is to set my under eyes. So this is what I use to set my under eyes. And again, it's light. It's very similar to this one right here. Comes to a point, but it is smaller. And if you notice it, it's pressed to one side. That's because this is the side that I use to press it on my under eyes. So it's kind of made like a divot. But yeah, this is by e.l.f. and this is the small tapered brush by e.l.f. and I love this for setting my under eyes. So those are 4 brushes that I love for the face. Now, you will see I have another one in my everyday makeup bag, and it's basically a smaller version of this, and I use this sometimes, and I use that to set my under eyes or for powder highlight sometimes. So I carry that along with me, but that is always in my everyday bag. So those are the 5 ones for the face. Now we have all of these guys for the eyes. All right, so most of these are basically medium to large shader brushes. Like I could literally take out half of these brushes, maybe even more, and they're all variations of shader brushes. See? So we have ColourPop. This is the ColourPop E2 brush, and this is a phenomenal shader brush. I love this for going all over the lid, in the crease, on the outer V, which is why it's so dark, because I use brown for the outer V. This is a very soft, beautiful brush. This one also I love too. So this is a shader brush by It Cosmetics, and It Cosmetics has incredible brushes, and I love these brushes. My husband got this in a set for me for Christmas, and this used to say something. Oh, it says Dazzling Crease on it. So this is a dazzling crease brush. So I have those 2 brushes. Okay, and then I have these 2. This one is by Sigma. This is the F38, and this is the diffused crease brush. And this is nice, but it starts to come to a little bit more of a point. See that? Compared to these 2 over here. And then this is by Morphe. This is the M330 brush, and you can see now there's a pattern. This is even more of a crease. This comes to even more of a tapered point, and I love using this in the crease, but then also I love using this for powder highlighter too, in like specific areas. And then there are these 2. This is by Makeup Academy, and this is a crease 315 brush, and this is basically a smaller version of this one by Sigma. And then this is the Morphe M507 brush, and this is basically a smaller version of the other one by Morphe. So those are these. Then, of course, we need to have flat brushes for packing on shadow. This is by Japanesque, the 213 brush. And this is by ColourPop. And basically the reason I have both of these is that this is softer than this is. You see this, the bristles are like very, look at this. They're very stiff. So I use this for packing on shadow on my lower lash line. Whereas this this is a little bit more flimsy. This I use for packing on shadows on the lid. Sometimes I use it for cream shadows. I love this brush. Those are these. And then of course we have this guy right here. This is by the Vintage, and this is just a very similar to those, but it has smaller bristles. So that is why I use this one. This one is great for packing on shadow on the lower lash line because it's more flat. It's also nice for shading the upper lash line. Okay, and then of course we need a pencil brush. This is a pencil brush, and this is by Crown. This is the C513. And this is by Sigma. This is the eyeliner brush for gel liner. And I love this because it comes to a beautiful point and it's tiny. And then last but not least, this is by Real Techniques. And this is the detailer brush. And I love this if I need to do a cut crease and put concealer on it. I also love this for inner corner highlight. It's a great dual fiber brush. See? No, it doesn't want to focus on the brush. Yeah, there we go. This is a great dual fiber brush, and it's a great size for inner corner highlight and for concealer. Okay, so those are the brushes I use. See? So let's pack these brushes right here. I use the smaller ends, and these are great. These are very stretchy, and I like how many they have. And I also like that they have 2 rows of them, because that way I can put ones through, you know, the top, and I can also put ones through the bottom. So I'm just going to zip through this portion of the video and basically pack these in. So these are the brushes right here, all nicely packed in. Put the flap over. I guess that defies the purpose for this guy, but we can flip this guy over. No problem, there's a lot of space. All right, so that, I like to put the brushes that have like the foundation and stuff, because you can see some gunk is piling up just right here. And there we have the brushes. Now, let's put this guy aside, and let's move in to the pouches. And I'm going to bring the pouches over to you empty, and I'm going to fill them as I go along. So before we jump into what I am going to be putting into each one of the pouches, I feel like you guys must understand what I take in my everyday makeup bag. Because basically, whatever I put in here is going to complement what I already have in here. Okay? So let's just run through these real quick. Okay? For base, I have a pore filling primer. This is the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer base, and I'm almost all out. I need to get more of this, but that's what I keep in there. Because I'm just doing a pore filling primer and not something hydrating, I keep my Skin Feels Good by Lancome. This is SPF 23, and this is a great natural, very light coverage foundation. Next, to set that, I have my CoverGirl Outlifts All Day, and this is a matte finishing powder in the shade 810, and I love this guy. It adds a little bit of extra coverage while also mattifying the skin, so it's perfect. Next, we have a bronzer, but aside from it being a bronzer, it also has a terrific giant mirror, which is very important, so I love that. I love that, and the thing that I love about this bronzer, first, it smells divine, but also it's very light. Like it's buildable, but it gives your skin just the most beautiful, light, bronzy look. So it goes with the whole, you know, almost not even there kind of makeup to go on top of these products. Then of course I need a blush, and I love my Hourglass blush. This is just a beautiful peachy toned hint of sheen in it. It's even almost not even there, and this is called Dim Infusion. This is an ambient lighting blush, and I love this. So I'm gonna put this guy over here because I don't want to blind you guys with it because it's very reflective. Next, I also have a concealer, and this is the Bye Bye Under Eye Illumination. And this guy, man, I wanted to buy the full size. I actually did, but I ended up taking it back because it's pointless. I've had this guy for a year, and you literally, like, look at the teensy bit I put here, and it, like, stretches. It is super thick, and you really need, like, the littlest amount, the tiniest amount. And I just put, like, a dot, just like this, just on my under eyes, and sometimes I'll spot conceal, and that's all I need. Okay? And then for the eyes, usually what I'll do is I'll go in with my bronzer and my blush on the eyes. And then, of course, I have this in specific, my Stila Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadow in the shade Starlight. And this just gives the ever so slightest, beautiful. Now that looks really, really reflective, but I sheer it out with my finger. I just dab this on my finger, with my finger on my lid, and it just gives my lid the most beautiful, like, wet look, and it just catches the light so nicely, and it makes me look so healthy. And then also, I always have a lip gloss, and then also for eyes, I always carry around a liner, and this is a cream gel liner by ColourPop, and this is a brown one, and it's in the shade Mr. Bang. And this is just, and brown looks more natural than black does, so that's why I carry that around. And then for mascara right now, and I always keep this little brush in here. This is from one of the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, and it's a dual-ended brush. This is great for the lid, and then this is great for the lower lash line if I want to smoke a little bit of bronzer on my lower lash line. And this is to buff some bronzer in there. And then I use my finger with this little guy. Okay. And then I have mascara, and right now I've been loving this Unlashed by Wander Beauty. I got this in a BoxyCharm. I think it was last month or the month before, but I'm really liking it, and I love the wand, how it's curved. So I always have a mascara. And then I have a brow product, and this is the Brow Wiz in medium brown, and I love it because it has a spoolie. The spoolie on these guys, man, this is broken. I actually shoved it in there. Every time I've used a Brow Wiz, the spoolie just breaks off. This, like, breaks. It's so weird. And it's just a pencil, and it's a nice fine tip pencil. You see, it's more of a it's a drier formula, which I like. It's not very creamy, so it makes nice, precise lines. So next we have lip products, and I always keep a lipstick and a lip gloss. So this is one of the Color Riches by L'Oreal, and this is in the shade 916 Luminous Coral, and this is just a nice coral lip if I want, like, a little bit of a pop of color. Or what I can do is just put, like, a very sheer amount and just give myself, like, a little kiss of color. And then this is one of my all-time favorite lip glosses. This is by Buxom, and this is the shade Blushing Margarita. And I love these lip creams. And it has enough pigment in it. It's so pretty. And then I travel with a perfume. This is the Acqua di Giorgio Sky by Giorgio Armani, and this is just a rollerball, which is great for travel. And then lastly, these are just a couple of brushes that I use. These are the mini brushes by Real Techniques, and this is the face brush, and this is the mini multi-task brush. This is the ColourPop F5. So this guy I use for my foundation. So I'll use them for this guy, and I'll use to buff out concealer, and I'll also use it for powder. And then this one I'll use for my blush and my bronzer and to set my face all over. And then this I'll use if I happen to bring a highlighter, or I'll use it to set or touch up my under eyes during the day. So this is my everyday makeup, like my everyday makeup set. This is just very light coverage, everyday kind of makeup. So whatever I put into this big guy here is going to complement this guy. So if I have light coverage foundation here, I'm going to want, you know, a full coverage foundation there. If I have a more coral blush in here, I'm going to want a more pink blush in here, and so on and so forth. So let's dip into the first box right here. So first for primer, this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Primerizer. It's a primer and a moisturizer, which is great. I already have my pore filling primer in my everyday bag, so this complements it to give my skin some hydration. So that goes in here. Next, I have foundation and concealer. So this is the Hourglass Vanish Stick, and this is a very full coverage, not very full coverage, but it's a very thick foundation capable of being very full coverage. It's buildable, and it's great for travel because it's in a stick form, not in a liquid. There you go. Next, we have, of course, the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and this is my exact skin tone. So I use this for spot concealing, also on my no makeup days when I just want to have some concealer on my under eyes, or I can even put this all over my face as a foundation. It doesn't crease, it doesn't budge, it's awesome, I love it. Put that in there. Next, I have the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this I use all the time too. This is a little bit darker, but yellowier than the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. And I like this because this is more lightweight, not as full coverage as that. This is more lightweight, and it feels a little bit more hydrating than that, which I really like. And then I'll pack this guy right here. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, and this is in the shade C3, and this is a lot lighter than my skin tone. Look at this. Oh yeah, and I will use this for a cut crease, or if I want to add a lot of brightness to the tops of my cheeks. This is way lighter than me. So that goes in there too. Next, we have a few eye products that I put in here as well, and that I need to discuss. All right. So next we have my NYX Glitter Primer, and this is just in case I want a little bit of extra support. I use this, but I also have just my everyday Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, which I use on the daily. This is just if I know I'm gonna have glitters with me, if I have pigments with me, or if I feel like doing something fun. This is just for some extra insurance. So those go in there. Then I have lashes. This is my favorite mascara of all time. The original Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara by L'Oreal. This is my favorite, so this always goes with me. I also have a travel size of the Lights Camera lashes, and I like to bring a travel size mascara with me, just in case I want to stick it in my purse. I have one with me, basically. Okay. Next, for lashes also, I have some lash glue, so that'll go in there too. That's by Velour. And then for brows, I have my Benefit Ka-Brow if I want some more intense brows. That goes in there. And then I have this ColourPop Brow Boss Gel, and this is just a clear gel, or actually it comes out white, but it dries down clear, and it's just a brow gel that I've been testing out. And then we have these guys. So of course everybody knows my obsession with these guys right here, but I choose a few colors that I like to bring with me. And this is the shade Freedom. These are the Stila Shimmer and Glows. So this is the shade Freedom. Look at that. Oof, 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 oof. So like I said, this is the shade Freedom. And then another Shimmer and Glow. This is the shade Vivid Smoky Quartz. And this is one of the most beautiful colors I've ever seen in my life. And it comes out a little like deep bronzy looking, but wait for this. Watch this. take it and just really like buff it out with your finger. And oh my gosh, I hope my camera can catch this. It doesn't really catch it enough, but oh my gosh, I can't even show you. Like, you see that? The amount of glitter. So it picks up the light. Like, look, just right here. It picks up the light. Oh my gosh, so beautifully. You just, the more you rub that glitter in, oh my gosh, hold on. I need to like grab my camera and see if you guys can, if I can show it using my camera light. Yes, look at that. Look at that. Right? You see it? You see that glitter? I swear to you, it is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. One of the most beautiful, beautiful glitters I've ever seen. And then this is by Stila also, but this is actually a glitter in glow in the shade Diamond Dust. Whoa, did I just drop like a clump of glitter in there somewhere? I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I did right there. Caught it. What? Awesome. So this is in the shade Diamond Dust, and this is literally, you see, it's glitter. I've used the crap out of this thing. So I think it's almost empty, but it is glitter. So if I were to show you with my phone, this guy, you'd be like, oh, hold on, watch. Watch for it, watch for it. Check it out. Pretty, huh? Oh my goodness. So I love this because it's supposedly there's silver, so it goes on top of everything. It has like all sorts of different flecks in it. I also love this guy. This is one of the Urban Decay heavy metals, and this is in the shade Pyro. And this is basically just iridescent glitter. It goes purple, it goes blue, it goes orange, it goes green. It has all sorts of different colored glitters in them. So we go with that. And then of course my recent obsession are the ColourPop Jelly Much eyeshadows, and these are divine. These are so divine. We're gonna actually swatch them on my other hand, okay? So this is called We Jammin', and oh my goodness, look at this. Ready for it? Look at this. Oh my gosh, are you gagging? Are you like crying right now? Because look. This is stunning. Ooh, I put a lot of that on, but oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my gosh, I just want to like take it everywhere. Look at that. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. I feel like a Grecian goddess. I need to just like bathe in this. Like, look. Look at that. You see, I look normal. I have normal skin. No, I am metallic. But it's not even like a metallic. It's so beautiful. All right, so that was that shade. You see, and sheared out, it's so nice. And it doesn't have any glitters. This does not have any glitter in it. It's more of like a metallic sheen. I also have this shade Ventura. Let's not put as much as I just did. And this is beautiful because it's like a duochrome. It's a white, but it turns like purpley. So this is like a duochrome, and it's like a white, but it turns purple. So this is that. See? And it's got a beautiful shift to it. And then next I have these two right here. This is called Half Moon, and this is called Once and Floral. And they're basically both like almost reddish, but one goes purple and the other one shifts like fiery orange. So this is Half Moon. And I'm just like really, really shearing it out. See, it shifts like purple. Very pretty. And this one, Once and Floral. This one shifts like really fiery orange. You need to catch it on like the very, very edge. See that? See the orange? Looks pink. That looks orange. So weird. Like in real life, it's very much more orange, but on the camera, it's looking ultra pink. Like it just really, it depends Oh, but they are just, the camera isn't even doing them justice. Like how beautiful these, look at that. How beautiful these are. I can't even tell you, these swatches are like terrible. But yeah, these are the beautiful colors that I like to take with me on vacation. All right, so that is everything. Let's finish packing this up. Oh, and then this guy right here is a gel liner by L'Oreal, and this is in the shade Espresso, which is a dark, dark brown. And I love gel liners. So that goes in like this, right? And there's even so much more room in there. And then you take that, goes right here on this side, okay? Now let's move to the next one. So the next one will go a lot faster. It's a lot easier. You will see. So these are all just face products. So of course, first I need a product to bake my under eyes, set my under eyes, and this is the Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. So this goes in there. Next, I need a face powder that is to set my face, but that is pressed, and I have a little pad in there. And this is the Rimmel, I think it's called the Stay Matte, and this is in the shade Buff Beige, and I love this. I carry a little sponge in there with it, just to press into the skin. Okay, next we have this little guy right here, and this is the by Laura Mercier, and this is the Secret Brightening Powder. So this is for under eye brightening. So I put that in there too. And then we have bronzer, and this is the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Bronzer in the shade Bronze 04, and this is just more of a bronze. See, more of a bronze than the Marc Jacobs one. Okay. And then we have blush, and this is the Laura Geller Baked Blush in the shade Pink Buttercup. So it's like pink with a shimmery swirl in there. You see that? So the other one was more peachy toned, and this is more pink toned because I need a little bit of a variety. Okay, so that'll go on top. Then we have highlighters, and of course, I'm taking the Anastasia and Amrezy highlighter, and this is just a blinding champagne gold highlighter. Like, really? Do I need to tell you guys anything like that? Like, I'm blinding you, right? So I put in a gold highlighter, and then I put in this Dose of Colors and I Love Sarai in the shade Beige, in the shade Babe, and this is a pink toned highlighter. As you can see right there, look at that, so pretty. Okay, so we have a golden and a pinky one. And then this guy I fell in love with before I left. This is from the new Kathleen Lights and ColourPop collab. And this is a Super Shock Cheek. The shade is called On the Cusp. And this I brought with me to put underneath either one of those highlighters because it has a nice shift to it. Sometimes it looks golden, sometimes it looks more peachy, but this is like incredible. And I basically put it underneath it because very creamy, and I'll top it off with one of these. It's also a nice, sometimes I'll just use it on its own. It's a nice medium because if you can see, this is more like pink, bronzy, peachy. This is more golden champagne, and this is like very much like a very neutral in the middle kind of thing. So I'll pack those in there. And lastly, I can fit this guy in here. This has become my all-time favorite go-to palette for colors, and this is the Electric Obsessions palette by Huda Beauty, and I absolutely love this shade in the crease. I love it. I've been using it with all of my looks. It's just a beautiful peach. It's beautiful. It's vibrant. I also really love these two colors, and then of course, like, this guy is like, look at that. What? It's so pretty. They're really pretty, and I love them. They blend into each other so beautifully, and I was afraid that maybe they weren't going to be as pigmented as they look, but honey, no, they're gorgeous. Okay, look at that. Gorgeous. So I love this palette, and it's so small, so I'll just pop that in there as well, and we will stick him on the other side with his friend. So look at that, so much more room still in there, in between, on top, everywhere, but that is good for now. We'll put him aside. And lastly, we have this little guy right here. So this little guy usually just has my lipsticks. So let's talk lipsticks. So actually, before we talk lipsticks, let's just talk eyes, because I keep a couple of eye products in here as well. I keep these guys. And this is just a black liner by Julep. It's just a pencil liner, very black. Really like it. Then we have these two right here. This is my Stila liquid liner, which I know I love, but I was also playing around with the NYX Epic Ink liner, and this has even a, this is a brush applicator, whereas the other one is like a felt tip, so I thought I would test that out, so I brought it with me. Okay, now for lips, I have two lip liners. These are both by Milani. One is a nude, one is a red, and this is in the shade 09 Spice, and then this is in the shade True Red. And this is what these guys look like. Okay, just a red and a nude to take with me. And then also I have one more, and it's a plum shade, and this is the NYX lip liner in the shade Prune. Okay, see? Sometimes you need to line your lips for liquid lipsticks, but sometimes you just want to put on a lip liner and then put on a gloss. So now for the lipsticks. Now my dark shades, let's start with the dark shades. My dark shades, I like them to be... Alright, so now talking about lipsticks. My dark shades are all in liquid lip form. Or matte form. I do not like for my deep colors to be sloughing around, moving around. I don't want to have to worry about them. So the dark colors are all like in liquid lipstick form. So this is a deep kind of like muted mauve, and this is a L'Oreal Infallible Paint in the shade 310 Taupeless, and it's a beautiful taupe shade. And I love this. I could use either one of these two liners if I wanted to line my lips for that. I also have a Melted Matte by Too Faced, and this is in the shade Wine Not, and this is more of a purpley, deep purpley shade. Then I have a really red shade called Dominate, and this is by Laura Mercier, and this is one of her like lip crayons. Okay, and lastly we have this Melted Chocolate Liquefied Longwear Lipstick by Too Faced, and this is in the shade Chocolate Honey, and this is more of like a brown, deeper nude color. Okay, so that's what I have for those guys. Then I have three more like lipstick kind of things. I have a pink, so this is a L'Oreal Infallible in the shade 314 Spicy Blush. Okay. And I have a L'Oreal Color Reach in the shade 904 a Varnished Rosewood. And then lastly, I have a very nude shade, and this is from the Jennifer Lopez collection with Inglot, and this is in the shade J203 Dolce, and this is actually like a nude. So those are the different colored lipstick shades that I bring with me, and then I also have a few glosses, and this is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Apple Strudel, and this is a pink gloss. See? Very, very pinky. And then I have this Buxom Full-On Lip Cream in the shade Peach Daiquiri. More peachy. And then I have a glittery gloss. This is from the Jennifer Lopez and Inglot collection called Gold Lips. And this is a very glittery gloss. It makes my lips look like glass. So this is what I have for lips. And I think I got a nice little variation going on there in those go on in here. Okay, see? And then a couple more things. I brought 2 pairs of lashes. These are the House of Lashes in the shade, in the style Bombshell and Sweet Romance. So those will go in there as well. And then I have 2 palettes. These are the 2 palettes I brought with me. This is the original Tarte Clay Play palette, and this is it right here. It's beautiful. It's all matte, and I like this because I can use it as a contour or a bronzer. And then I have, sorry if I'm blinding you guys, then I have all the colors I could want in terms of nude mattes. So I have everything from like a bone white color all the way to a rich black, and all sorts of browns in between. So that's why I love this palette, because I get everything from a cream to a deep rich black. So any nude look that I want to do, any buffing into the crease, any contouring or bronzing, I could use this palette. It's great. And then for all the colors I could want, I have the Zodiac palette for Kathleen Lights and ColourPop, and this just has some great pops of color. If I want like a deep, you know, plummy shade, that's right there. If I want a, you know, a fiery like orange, that's right there. This blue or aqua color. But then I also have these light colors right here. This one for the inner corner, and this gold, the inner corner, or more of a bronze right there. So this is an incredible palette. I could have just gone with this palette and not brought the Huda Beauty palette in it, and not brought the Huda Beauty palette, because this one has the pops of color that I needed. But the Huda Beauty has some beautiful pops of color that are matte, and they are beautiful and bright and vibrant, and that's why I needed to bring that palette. So let me just show you them just side by side, the differences. Sure, they have basically one shade that is similar, and it is these 2 aqua shades. But other than that, this one has beautiful deep turquoise and deep maroon. So this one's more maroon, this one is more like aubergine, and then these are both shimmers, and then this one has the yellow, and this bright like orangey peach is matte, whereas this is shimmery. So they complement each other really well, and this is just a tiny palette that can go anywhere. So close this guy up. So I'm gonna bring this guy here, open him up. This will go here. This guy goes back there. This guy goes back from the side. And these lashes, like right down there. This guy goes flat, right in the middle, up, close. And there you go. Just for some bonus material, let's take this guy right here. I'm going to open him up, and I'm going to try to fit everything that I just fit in here. I'm going to try to fit it in that one, and we can see how it goes. So I'm going to take palette, and I'm just going to speed through this. Literally, I'm going to put it on speed, and we'll see how it turns out.
Round and round we go, losing self-control. I keep telling myself, but I don't want to let you know. Is this what we become? Strangers on the run, looking for something, chasing the sun. All those days trying to find...
Wow, I did not expect to fit everything that I fit in here in this. But that just goes to show you, you really don't need a $45 pouch. I just really like the compartments in it, and that's why I bought it, and I really wanted it, okay? I saw so many beauty YouTubers raving about it, and I really wanted it. But yeah, so that is that.